Okay, so we covered the sine rule, and now the next thing that we want to look at is the cosine rule. Okay, in this particular case here, you'll notice that we have c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. Okay, so the idea behind this, a and b are the two sides around the angle c. Okay, so c is the included angle, a and b are the two sides that are either side of it. And the side that you're trying to find using this formula is opposite that particular angle. So I like to draw an arrow to find out where I'm going. So this is the side that we are trying to find when we are doing a type of cosine question, and we'll get into that into a moment. Okay, the way that I like to view the cosine rule is that it's basically Pythagoras theorem with a little bit added on, which makes it work for any triangle. Again, this whole idea is that we're doing non-right angled trigonometry. Okay, so we're able to use this in non-right angled triangles. We must be careful that we do not use SOHCAHTOA or right angled trig inside these triangles. Okay, that is an easy mistake to make if we're not paying attention. So let's get stuck into a few examples with finding the side. Okay, so we're aiming to find a side of a triangle using the cosine rule here. Okay, like before, we're just going to highlight the sides and where they're going to go in relation to this formula. Remember, our cos c, our big C, was an angle. Okay, so our angle that we're talking about here, this is going to be our C angle. Alright, now the side we're trying to find is opposite that angle. You'll notice we're trying to find x here. Right, so using this formula, we're going to start to put things in place. So we're going to have x squared is equal to, well, now we have a squared plus b squared. Well, a and b are just the sides around the angle that you're using, either side. So this is the included angle, and a and b are just the sides on either side of that angle. So it doesn't matter what you pick. I'm going to pick 10 to be a, so 10 squared, and 12 to be b, so 12 squared, minus 2 times 10 times 12 times, I'm just going to put this down here, cos of your angle, which is 62 degrees. Okay? So what I want you to do here is I want you to enter this in on your calculator, and you can pause this video if you need to take some time. Okay? And you should end up with an answer like this. 356.67. Now that's just going to two decimal places, but it could continue on. Yeah, I've just gone to two decimal places. So what I want you to do now is, using your calculator, I just want you to do a square root answer, and that will take this value that's stored in your calculator, okay, and put it underneath square root. We've done this before when we've been working with Pythagoras theorem. We need to get the x by itself, so we square root both sides, and that is why we are essentially doing square root answer. These will cancel, and we're just left with x is equal to the square root of 356.67 dot dot dot. Okay, so x is equal to 18.89 centimetres once you've worked that out on your calculator, and that is to just 2dp. Okay, that is how we find a side using the cosine rule. Alright, just to highlight, the side we're trying to find is opposite the angle that we are using. Okay, and the a and b are either side of the included angle. Okay, so let's have a bit of another go at another example. Okay, so this will be our example 2, so we'll put this as question 2. What we're going to do here is we're trying to find this side x. So I write the formula out, c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos angle of c. Okay, so in this particular case, our x is what we're trying to find. Okay, our included angle will be the 122, and our a and b will be 18 and 14. So we end up with, using our formula from up here, x squared is equal to a squared, which is, I'm just going to make that 14, plus b squared, which is 18 squared, minus 2 times 14 times 18 times, and we're going to have to write this down here again, cos of our angle, which is 122 degrees. Okay, I apologise for that mistake there. Alright, so we're going to enter this in on our calculator again, and you should end up with this mess over on this side, trimming down to be 787 28.079 continuing on as decimal. Again, this now becomes the case where you square root your answer. We're trying to get x by itself, so we square root both sides. So we then become left with x is equal to the square root of 787.079, ... Okay, continuing on underneath the square root. And your final answer should be x is equal to 28.05 to 2 decimal places. Okay, we haven't got any units in this particular question, so it's just a number. So what I want you to realise when you're doing a cosine question and how you actually identify that it needs to be a cosine rule is you'll notice here that we have 3 sides and 1 angle. So 3 sides and 1 angle. This is how you will identify that it is a cosine rule that you need to use. Okay? It's going to become a little bit clearer with some of the rules that we use when we're finding an angle, but that'll be in the next video. For the moment, that's just how you work out the x is equal to 28.05 for this particular side in the triangle. Okay? I hope that helps.